going on, everybody? For today's video, I thought I would try something a little different, and that is show you guys how black powder works. This right here, I think it was I believe it's an 1858. Don't quote me on that. I believe it's an 1858 black powder revolver and 44, just 44 caliber. That is a 6-shot. I have another black powder gun, but I still don't really know what it shoots or anything like that. So, for all intents and purposes, this is the gun that I will be using it to demonstrate, and I'll take it on over and show you guys how it fires. Now, this is what I've been using. This is the Hodgdon, however you say it, Pyrodex. So this is actual true black powder is pretty much impossible to get. There's a lot of shipping restrictions and storing restrictions, so even stores don't want to store it. So this right here is a black powder substitute. It is still essentially black powder. They've just added some things to it to make it less flammable, I guess. But it is still extremely flammable, but like true black powder is much more susceptible to having problems. So there's the black powder. I bought a little kit from Cabela's, and it works actually pretty well. This is what I use to put the black powder in, and it has a nice little clasp on it so the black powder doesn't spill out. I have a fancy powder measuring stick, whatever you want to call it. For 44 caliber, they recommend 30 grains of powder per shot, so I already have it set for that. Just makes it, obviously, you are now doing the hand loads, so you obviously don't want to use too much powder and potentially have a explosion. I guess I should have taken some of this stuff out of the bag first. This is some, I actually got this with the gun. It's, God knows how old this is, but these are the wads. And again, I'll show you the whole process. So how it works is you'll put your powder in first. You'll put one of these wads in to separate the ball and the powder. And then obviously you'll put the balls in. These are some really old Hornady 44 caliber lead balls. Very powdery. Nice and lead filled. And then lastly, I have these Remington percussion caps. They're not... See, the problem is there's like a bunch of different companies that make different sizes. So these are sized 11, but like a Remington 11 is different than another company's 11. So like this gun I think preferred like 10s for some companies, 11 for others. So I got these for free from my local gun shop, and they work most of the time. Occasionally there'll be a misfeed, or it just doesn't, that cylinder just doesn't go off. But you simply just put another cap on there and it'll work fine. So I guess we'll start off with set some stuff aside here, and I guess we will load it. So starting off, how this gun works, it actually has the ramrod, so you can pack everything down built into the gun. But what you want to do is you want to pull that down. You will gently, try to not be too crazy quiet or too crazy loud here. You'll pull that out. You'll pull this back just enough that the cylinder will come out. So first off, we have our powder. going to pour it in here. Just makes it easier. Just makes it easier to do things. That should be enough. I'm just doing 6 shots here. So there we have that. Going to put the lid back on. Never wants to line up on the first try. So there we go. And then you're going to pour out, flick the nozzle and pour out 30 grains. If it'll pour, there we go. I'm going to overflow it a little bit, but that's okay. Pour it into one of the cylinders. And then you will repeat this process. Go. And as you'll notice, I'm trying to slow this down as much as possible just to kind of show you guys. Don't spill your powder. But this is just not a very quick process. It's a very slow, very tedious process. And it is just, yeah, it's painful. It's a lot of fun, and if you've never shot black powder before, I hadn't either. It is a lot of fun, but it is such a long, tedious process just to get off 6 shots. Okay, and then one more. And we are once again going to overflow it. Probably should have done this outside, but I don't care. Right, so now all 6 cylinders are full. We can set the powder aside. Next up, we're just going to put some of these wads in, one in each cylinder. Again, this just separates the powder from the ball, and just make sure it gets nice and packed down. Okay, now next, I try to do this in a way that I only have to put the cylinder in once, so I'm going to try my percussion caps always like to get stuck in their case, but so it is what it is. Alright, so I have the caps out, and I will just place them. I don't want to turn the cylinder over because the ball's not packed in there yet, but I'm just going to place them on the back. Maybe. And again, the more you watch this, the more you'll learn. This is just this is something for fun. This is just a slow, tedious process. And this is a very, very occasional thing for me. I I bring this thing out like once a year, um, just to shoot some black powder. But it is just such a slow, tedious process. Um, it's nice because you don't go through your ammo very fast when you're shooting this, but alright, so now each of the cylinders has a cap on the back. Now what we do is I will put it back in. Okay. And then is the fun part. There's a little notch right here. You will put a ball in there and you will push it on down. And what you'll actually notice is the ball is slightly bigger than 44. These are actually .451. So actually a little bit of the ball will actually shave off. So you have a very, very nice compact ball. Just give that a few pumps, make sure it's nice and packed, and we will slide to the next cylinder. Get in a few pumps, and it's nice and packed. Nice and packed. A couple pumps. So yes, as you can tell, making the cartridges outside of the gun, like in modern uses, is very, very efficient. And is far better than this process. Oh, no, I didn't. See that? Give it the old crunch. And all of those should be pretty good. Right, so alright, and that, yeah, a little piece of the ball comes out. So now she is ready to fire. And the percussion caps, the balls are nice and loaded in there. She is ready to go. So I will take her on over to the farm real quick and show you how it shoots.